Welcome, everybody. I'm Immigration Lawyer John Khosravi coming to you live for a special Sunday pop up to talk about U.S. immigration, take your questions, general kind of questions, educational kind of stuff, not intended for individual legal guidance, here on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and there's one more in there. Which one was it? Well, if you're watching from there, you know. Now, let me get my audio corrected. Sound a little bit better for those that are listening on the other feeds. Let's see, LinkedIn, YouTube. We have several YouTube pages, Instagram, TikTok, and I think that's it. So we're gonna get your questions coming in live pretty soon on all these different places. So we're still setting up and move everything to the right place. That's what I'm doing at the beginning of this show, is trying to put it all together. And it's cool that you used to need a team of like 20 people in a news station to be able to run a live show like this, but not doing my own. Except I just got to make sure I click the right button so I don't miss out on stuff. Gita says, "How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you. Doing well." And just shoot out your questions. I know we got a lot of questions about U.S. citizenship. I just did a short on that. You can get U.S. citizenship faster if you're married to a U.S. citizen. That's the thing. We can talk about that if you all like. Just let me know. John asks, "How are you, attorney? Watching you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania." Thank you for letting me know where you are. It's always fun when people tell me where they are. What about you, G Tush, if you're watching? But Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you got a lot going on over there. Good to see you. Jordan 85350. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. If I'm a married U.S. citizen in the U.S. on a visitor visa, can I stay while adjustment is pending? Yes, that's something we do all the time. That's like our number one kind of case. People who are here as students, who are coming here to visit, and then they just decide to stay and get married. It happens all the time, because it's heavy. What happens? Clients are like engaged, but they don't really have plans to like get married or green card. They haven't thought it through. And then when they're like, okay, let's go talk with the lawyer. Thanks for watching Texas. When they get to a lawyer, they contact me and they're like, yeah, we want to get married. What are we gonna do? I'm like, well, you could go back and do it, but it's going to take 2 years potentially. And they're like, oh wow, I didn't really plan on staying here, but honey, I can't wait 2 years. I got my life again. When I have kids, I got this and that, so they do status. So it's our number one type of case that we do, marriage-based status. Usually as student visa holders, tourist visas as well, especially for Canadians, Australians, people on the visa waiver, UK people are the Commonwealth. World Boss says, if I get my driver's license in New York on a B1, B2, will it affect my international travels? No, as long as you don't lie in the documents that you're a citizen or something. All right. Thank you for joining. Hamed says, how long wait for visa bulletin September 22? I'm not sure what that means, but I can't guess the future, so I don't know. DRBL says, how long after you sent your medical exam to receive green card VAWA? There's no correlation in the timelines for how long that's going to take, unfortunately. AR said, do you have any updates on CIGIS green cards? I don't. Our firm doesn't accept CIGIS cases, so I have no idea what's going on there. I'm not the best person to talk to about that. Okay. Let's see. You have all the questions coming up everywhere. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us again. So, citizenship, a green card is possible if you're married U.S. citizen. You could also file for citizenship 3 years after getting the green card, even if the removal of conditions case I-751 is pending. So that's pretty neat thing about that process right there. Merge these cameras in a little bit better. Let's see which camera is YouTube coming from. Okay, watch for Texas. I have all the cameras ready. Shoot out the questions. We'll go fast move as long as you like it. But we'll take U.S. immigration questions, marriage, green cards, some employment stuff. Those are really what we do. Investor kind of cases, E2 investors. Alicia asks, how long is the I-130 taking to get approved for Pakistan? I'm a U.S. citizen from California. That's probably going to take 12 to 13 months to have your I-130 petition approved. The problem you're going to have is once the case is transferred to the Department of State, first you deal with the National Visa Center. You can get that stuff done if you work really fast in a month. But the problem is getting an embassy appointment for an immigrant visa in Pakistan is horrible. Easily 6 to 12 months, if not 2 years, to get an appointment. So that's where you're going to get stuck. Brijosh asks, what does electronic immigration system mean? I'm not sure what that reference for. Just means like the stuff they're doing to work on digitally instead of by paper. Okay, yeah, good to see everybody. Getting a lot of people coming in and watch. So just ask your question. You have general questions about U.S. immigration. We fill you in on the process and everything. I know it's Sunday, not a usual time we're coming on. We're doing a pop up. We usually here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Luis has been waiting for over 2 years for my I-485 marriage. Is that normal? Are you married to a green card holder or a citizen? It's not too abnormal. I mean, it's not normal, but it's not abnormal to wait 2 years. It's sometimes just some of my cases take that long. Most of them are done within a year, though, but sometimes some will take 2 years. A lot of it has to depend on your facts of your case, too. Alicia says, can it get approved before 12 or 13 months? Yeah, I've had them approved in like a month before. I've seen Pakistan case approved in 4 months. Recently had one, but the average is 12 or 13 month, Alicia. And so I like to just give the more conservative average number. That's then give false hope and say, yeah, I'll be done 4 months. Hire my office. That kind of BS kind of stuff doesn't get your business. Usually, I mean, we do a lot of these cases. That's the timeline we're seeing. Talk says, I'm currently applying for J1 waiver. I have a copy of my no objection letter from 2017. I have since been on F1 visa. My embassy refused to submit a letter as it's outdated. What are my options? Embassy refused to submit letter. I mean, just go through the process of getting a new letter, I guess. If it's 2017, just get a new one. I'm not sure. Refuses to submit a letter as it's outdated. We'll get a new one. I'm not sure what the problem is there. Just ask for a new one. Thanks, everyone, for joining on TikTok. We got so many people joining and watching that's kind of hard to keep track of the questions. Okay, Bree Josh says, my in-laws filed I-130 in October 2015. How long will our file open, please? I'm not sure what you mean your in-laws file for you. If they're U.S. citizens, file period, it's going to take, check out the visa bulletin. Really, I can't really guess the future because that's not up to me really how that works out. Alicia says it's been 5 months. Do you know any way to get it approved faster? If you have some sort of expedite reason, you could always make a request from USCIS. We had one case where expedited where the U.S. citizen was part of like a sect that's considered heretics in Pakistan. And so the wife, when she married him, changed religions too. And we told them, hey, if they find out that she changed her religion to this unwanted group in Pakistan, they're going to kill her. And it worked. So we got that done a little faster. But hopefully it's not something as extreme as that for you. Petit asks, can I apply for an F1 visa in the U.S. while on a 1-year J1 visa with the 2 years rule? No, you can't change status in the United States if you're a J1 visa subject to a 2-year home residency requirement. You need to leave and apply for an F1 and come back in. Or try to get the J1 waived. That might be a way to go to just to have it waived. Ove asks, my sister is staying in the U.S. under F2 and her I-130 got approved. Please advise next step. Next step is contact our office for consultation, jqqlaw.com/contact. Because essentially, if they're current and she hasn't been in violation, she should think about doing adjustment of status in the United States. But we got to double check to see what issues may exist in the case that are problematic. So we got to look into that. Motivation says, I filed for my son and grandkids from 2015, and I'm waiting for a visa. How long would it take? I don't know. You're F3 category probably. Parent you apply for married children of a U.S. citizen, or you're a U.S. citizen filing for married child. Those cases F3 category. Go check it out from the country you're from, how long it takes. But there's no real reliable timeline. It's going to take a long time, but I can't say exactly. Alicia says, what are some expedited examples? I don't have anything going on besides being a university student trying to manage my cost of tuition while not working. I mean, you would know it. I mean, what's the most horrible situation that's happening from your being separated? Some people are losing their, getting very difficult times and going to see therapists, and they're depressed. They're taking so you get into whatever is really sad about your case. Anisha says, any idea on when the EB dates move? Nobody does. Nobody knows that. So I can't guess the future. It's gonna be worthless for me to say anything. Y'all ask, can I know about your law firm, please? Where is it located? Well, I'm in Los Angeles myself, but our location doesn't matter because everything we do is online or by mail and stuff. So we're national, international, all our cases from every state in the union and all around the world. So location doesn't matter. Though we just best thing to do is go to jqqlaw.com/contact and fill out their little box there so we could get more information about your cases and take it from there. ST says, do you know how long it takes to do K1 visas? I want my fiance here fast. Well, it takes a bit. I have a detailed video of it on TikTok I just did you can watch. But first step is the form I-129F. That probably takes 12 months. It could be faster. It could be 6 months, 8 months. And then once that's approved, it depends on your embassy, which embassy you're dealing with. Some may schedule an interview in 3-4 months. Some may take 2-3 years to schedule an embassy interview. So that has a big part in it. And then once it's approved, you could fly over and come over here. Obi asks, her I-130 approval, she applied for adjustment of status, but they said to check visa bulletin. So she could probably file, I don't know, I got to see what, that's why you got to consult with the attorney over. I got to see what's going on because it seems like there was a problem there. That's why we check ahead of time so you don't waste money and time on filing something that's not possible. Yeah, Aldo follows up. Is there any empty position for paralegals, please? No, unfortunately, not in the U.S. We usually hire foreign lawyers for our paralegals. Alicia asks, should I call them or send them a letter telling them it's hard for me to pay my university fees? I'm not working. You could do either call them or use the Ask Emma system. Those facts on their own don't really help out much, but give it a shot. You never can get lucky. Any updates on DACA? We're waiting on this court case. That's going to see what happens with it, but nothing on that. Healing says, is the only thing I need to file for I-130 and I-130A for spouse visa? Depends if you need like a waiver, it might be something, but if your spouse is overseas, that's probably it. Download our guide. We have a detailed guide on what you need to do. Go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com. It's like a 70-plus page PDF. Marriageimmigrationlaw.com. It's free. Just give your email. Rai says, the USCIS deposited my check after 2 days of receiving my file. Is that good news? I mean, it's not bad news. That means they got your case. It's like normal news. That's what's supposed to happen. John says, you're skipping my question on YouTube, attorney. John, how are you, attorney? Watching. Oh, sorry about that, John. It says, I filed a VAWA petition last March, and I got my prima facie. I've got my C9 EAD, and I have 3%. Okay, looks like it's taking long. We don't do, I don't like, we do one VAWA case a year, so I'm not really big on like what the timelines are for VAWA. I don't know. You say your petition, but like, did you file adjustment of status as well? Yeah, if you feel like it's taking too long, contact USCIS if you need it. That's something to be done, John. Alicia says, will it affect my case if I call since they don't like people calling them? It's not that they don't like people calling you. It's just something to do. TX says, when I filed the I-130 for consular processing, do I physically send a file with all my own labeled evidence? You could, or you could upload it online or use the online system, or you can mail it in. John says, okay, thanks. Sorry, John, I wish I had more help. But again, we only do a couple cases of VAWA. That's not our typical case. Rise Success, if they deposit your check, does that mean they have mailed you a receipt including case number? It's supposed to be, but sometimes it doesn't come in the mail. Yalda says, I have a law degree from Afghanistan. Would have to work for your firm. Well, we have to be overseas. We'll see. Send your resume, Yalda. Send your resume and let's learn more about you. Talk Purple says, can I have more than one no objection letter for you only need one objection letter and get a new one. You don't need an old one. Just have a new one, I guess, and just clean it up. Talk Purple. Halt says, what documents should I provide for? Do I need to translate each of them? I don't know what your case you have to tell you that. You're welcome, Yalda. Ken says, I filed my N400. I mailed the forms. Why am I getting an IOE instead of NBC? Everything is going to the digital system, so almost all naturalization cases will be IOE. Healy says, what support documents do I need for I-130? Well, check out our guide, marriageimmigrationlaw.com, but it's evidence of your relationship, as well as your marriage documentation to show your marriage is proper, and divorce documents, and also evidence that you're a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. Alicia says, is USCIS backlog with approving cases for Pakistan? Not USCIS, but the embassy is backlogged. Simpa says, is it better to have ESTA or B2 visa? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, Simpa. If you're just trying to come visit the United States, ESTA is much easier. B2 requires you to potentially do an interview, and if your B2 interview is denied, then they'll cancel out the ESTA. So if you have ESTA, then that's better. Now, if you want a B2 and you potentially may change status in the United States, so you come here and you figure out you want to stay or to go to school or something, B2 is better because it allows for change of status, so ESTA doesn't. Deborah says, how do I cancel I-130 file for daughter out of USA? Well, I'm sorry to hear that you want to cancel your daughter's I-130, but you write a letter to USCIS, that's it. Quaret says, Pakistan Embassy. Do you know anything about Pakistan Embassy? I mean, what's your question? That's not a real question. Do you know anything? Oh, there's an embassy in Pakistan. It's just back though, as far as I know. Fuad says, my brother has a green card, but he was out of America more than 4 years. Can he come in again? We give it a shot. Khan says, air travel DC is valid for 1 year. I apply for visa or book ticket. Embassy don't accept if expired. Air travel DC is valid for 1 year. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Sorry, Khan. Darren says, how long are currently K1 visas taking for Colombians? I haven't done a K1 for a Colombian. We did a marriage case that was fast. We got the embassy interview, like 4 or 5 months after like the consular processing started, but they were taking a while for Colombia. Morteza says, I just became a U.S. citizen. Congrats. And I can't change the category from F2A IR1. Yes. I'm afraid it might delay my process. No, it'll speed up your process. Khan says, refugee travel document out for 1 year. I have less than 6 months expiration. Embassy don't accept it. Well, it's up to those embassies what they want to do. Oral says, if you have a Utah marriage license and you have a child, can you bring the child and your wife to the U.S.? I'm guessing you're going to apply for their green. You asked your question like 3 times. You don't need to ask it 3 times, Roby. But if you're a U.S. citizen, you're applying for your spouse. then like then you got to add your child onto there, a separate case. So it's two separate cases if you're a U.S. citizen. I'd have to know more what's going on in your case. Check out our guide, marriageimmigrationlaw.com. It has it there. Yeah, where should I send a resume? Please an email. Find the email that's on our website and do it there. Hart says, Canada visitor visa processing time. We know U.S. immigration, no Canadian immigration. Rye says, does your law firm accept student internships for the summer or other quarters? No, we don't, unfortunately. Managing all that is too much work. Just trying to get these live videos out is a lot of work. But keep trying. Contact other firms. A lot of them do. They're just not big enough to be able to take on all that kind of stuff. Let's see. We have a good amount of people looking right now. Thanks for watching. I'm Immigration Lawyer John Khosravi, taking your questions live this Sunday. U.S. immigration and educational purposes only. If you want to learn about marriage-based immigration, fiancé visas, download our guide, 70+ pages, marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And if you want to contact us directly, go to jqqlaw.com/contact. Mortez says, my priority date in DQ is now current and I'm F2A category. Do you know what the timelines for getting an interview in Islamabad embassies? Forever. So it takes a long time, but I can't give individual guidance, so maybe in your case you don't want to do this, but generally it's better to just adjust it to citizen. They'll give you some sort of priority most likely. Okay, how long has the show been going on today? 15 minutes. You're welcome, Harjeet. Wish I had a better answer to that. But thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. I'm Immigration Lawyer John Khosravi. We'll be back for a full half-hour session, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'll take one question from Andia. It says, how do you proceed to do adjustment of status on DV lottery selection? What form do you fill with USCIS fees? Well, there's detailed stuff on the Department of State website that you got to do. It's adjustment of status from I-485. You probably should file out a DS-260. You submit for diversity visa. You have to submit a separate fee to the Kentucky Service Center. But $14.40 plus if you want a travel permission, a work permit, there's additional forms of money you could pay. And then, it just depends case specific on, yes, we got to get into your case. The max asks first time issuing I-129F, processing time is still about 6 months. I mean, 6 to 15 months, I would say. And Morteza, we answered your question, and Instagram's answered. And last question on TikTok, the boy for US says, is it okay to be a green card holder since 1999? Yeah, that's no problem. You're just a green card holder. If you don't want to get citizenship, that's your decision. Thank you for joining us. It was a fun session we had right here. We'll be back again Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific. Follow us on YouTube is the best way to ask questions. Immigration Talk or JQK Law. Search that. You'll find me. There'll be a big picture of me in a circle on YouTube. Having said that, God bless everyone. Be safe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.